Have I mentioned I fucking love this show?
And the game.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to hell that you'll never escape.
Oh, how strangely fitting.
Let's see. Well, assuming that you've just clicked back in with the mood and dynamic of the previous part, assuming you even watched it, assuming it still exists.
Yeah, assuming we have
Session 10.
Copyright claimed.
Session 10.
Shut up, dog. Session 10.
Never mind.
Ganymede Elegy. You read the plot.
Jet is even more... Jet is even more taciturn than usual as the Bebop lands on Ganymede, his last post before leaving the ISSP and the home of his ex-girlfriend, Elisa, whom he has never quite left behind. Meanwhile, Spike pursues bounty Rincelonians. I can never pronounce his name. Is it Rincelonians? Who just happened to be Elisa's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Apologies for my...
butchering of the English language, or the Japanese language, or whatever the hell it was.
Both simultaneously.
Alright, I love this episode.
Yeah.
It characterizes Jet so well.
How many backstories have we had? Because we've had four character introductions. Because we've had to introduce Spike and Jet, then Ein, then Bay, and then Ed. We already had the Symphony for the Devil. No, Ballad of Fallen Angels was the backstory episode, the first one with Spike. And Session 10 here is Jet's first backstory one. Yeah, we learn a lot about Jet in his history.
Like that he was in the ISSP, like the international,
Inter-solar system police, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And he literally just goes looking for Elisa to find out why she left him one day. Why she just up and left? Yeah, because he's over her. They established that Jet doesn't give a crap. He doesn't want her back. He just wants to know why.
Yeah, it's not one of those I want you back type of things. It's just he wants to know why. He just wants to settle it. He just wants to close it. He wants that closure, I guess.
But yeah, turns out that Jet, he was actually like a controlling boyfriend. Like he was always right.
Yeah, but it's not in the way that he was dominant and controlling, as in brutal. It's just the fact that Jet's just that type of guy who's so in tune and he's so tactically and instinctively aware because of his police work and because of his own personality, I believe, that he's just always right about things. He never let her make mistakes, and although she never made mistakes because she listened to him, she wanted to live her own life and make her own mistakes. And that's revealed why she left him.
Jet then arrests her boyfriend, which is the second time they get the bounty.
He claims the bounty.
Yeah. Quite coldly, I might add. Like, he is over this chick.
He's not that he hates her, he's just...
Doesn't care.
He's not gonna hold her. Well, he still loves her in the way that he wants her to be safe and well, but he's not interested in showing mercy towards this new guy who, one, is a criminal.
Yeah, he's just sort of like, yeah, you're a criminal, I'm arresting you, I'm getting my money, I'm getting my however many wulong.
Yeah, and this was the first, I think, we see of the Black Dog theme, because Jet's nickname is the Black Dog, because he bites and never lets go.
Yeah.
In the way, not that he's been hunting this criminal for long, in fact this criminal's small fry, as they'd say.
Yeah.
But, in the way that he finally finished the whole business with his girlfriend. And this is it's the summation. It's the summary of...
I like this episode. It's one of my favorites.
It's a really good episode. It connects you. It's one of these episodes that you connect with the characters and you get that feeling inside that you really align with the characters. You align with what they're feeling. And...
this is a perfect time to segue into Session 11.
Yeah, this is a perfect time to segue into Session 11, which
Toys in the Attic.
Toys
Mood Whiplash.
This episode, well, do you want to read it?
Alright. A strange blob-like creature with a poisonous bite infiltrates the Bebop and incapacitates Jet, Faye, and Ein. With half the crew out of action, that's 3 out of 5, that's not half mathematics, Nazi away! It's up to Spike and Ed to destroy the creature and find out where it came from. This episode makes reference to the movie Alien. Reference? It's a giant homage. With Spike using a motion tracker and a flamethrower, yeah, he just pulls it out of his ass, and by having the characters slowly attacked by an unknown alien one by one.
Yeah, the scene which occurs in the episode where Spike ejects the refrigerator into space via the airlock was also inspired by Aliens, where Ripley lets out the alien queen. The episode's use of Waltz of the Flowers from the Nutcracker is reminiscent of A Space Odyssey, of 2001, A Space Odyssey that is, which does use classical music heavily. So we have our classic sci-fi. It's not the Bebop film noir sci-fi, it's the classic sci-fi throwback.
Yeah.
The title of this episode is a reference to Toys in the Attic, a song and album by Aerosmith.
Good band, good band.
Good band.
Anyway, yeah, it's a good episode. And,
It's a good episode. It's there's really no plot to it as such, and there is some. Well, there is, but there's no real. It's not a significant backstory. It is a bit of a mood whiplash.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
A brutal one.
You know what we need? Filler.
Basically, there is a bit of comedic relief because it's revealed the alien came from somehow, whether it's a mutant or whether it's offspring from is it Ganymede lobster?
Yeah, Ganymede lobster.
That Spike kept in the fridge. He put in the fridge like a year ago.
A year ago, yeah.
Yeah, a year ago when they were hunting a bounty and he got a lobster. He was going to eat it, but yeah, he put it in the second fridge in the cargo hold, I believe. So they didn't exactly see it because they don't use that fridge as much, which that's basically somehow that transformed into an alien. Or
yeah,
it's I don't know what it was, but yeah, the alien came out and killed people. Well,
incapacitated them.
Incapacitated.
I love the gimmick for this episode where all of them, before they get offed, is they give like a piece of advice, like Faye's like I think she says like don't trust anyone. Ed says like if you see a stranger, then follow them.
Yeah.
And I forget what Jet's is, but I remember Spike's is the only useful one in normal life. Don't leave things in your fridge. Don't leave off food in your fridge. Just get rid of it. Just do it.
It was the most practical and probably the most to the point for the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode's a bit of fun. Yeah. This is the part of the series which there is your head is just smacking back and forth. The whiplash is tearing your neck.
Session 12.
TY, Session 12.
Jupiter Jazz Part 1. Mood Whiplash.
Head's gone back, and now it's gone forward.
Just back and forth, back and forth.
Faye is helped by Gran. Sorry. Wrong line. Faye cleans out the crew's safe and leaves the Bebop for Callisto, one of Jupiter's moons, which so is Ganymede. While Jet chases after her, Spike decides to follow up on some clues about the location of his ex-girlfriend Julia, which leads him to another confrontation with Vicious, which this sets up this is the second backstory episode, second for Spike, probably one of the most significant, because it really does...
It sets up Julia.
It sets up Julia. It's the first time we hear...
We don't see until the last 2 episodes, by the way.
Yes, we have inklings, very small inklings, I think flashbacks of Julia.
Which are in sepia tone for no reason.
Yeah.
Because
This mentions...
film noir.
Yeah.
That's why.
This puts a name to Julia and puts a name to the face, which we still haven't even fully seen. And it also shows you that, yes, Vicious did not die from that massive grenade explosion.
Bullshit.
Jupiter Jazz Part 1, we hear my favourite track. I think all of the music on Cowboy Bebop is excellent, but my favourite, Goodnight Julia.
Nah, awesome track. I
Awesome
love it.
track, great track. We should probably put a link of some of our more notable tracks we've mentioned in the description.
It'll be playing right now. I'm going to put it in the background.
Excellent.
It's playing right now as we speak.
Basically.
No, Jack, just sit back for a moment and enjoy the music. Wasn't that wonderful?
Great track, and it really does set the scene for this. And basically, I associate it now with the entire series, and especially the story arc. It's just Spike's entire story, his entire backstory, not just Jupiter Jazz Part 1 or Jupiter Jazz Part 2, which I accidentally spilt just before. Shall we move on to session?
Quickly want to mention, one of the best scenes in the entire series is when a bunch of goons mistake Spike for Vicious, and they say, "You're Vicious," and Spike just loses his shit and just
Spike wrecks them all. So yeah, that really does illustrate, in my opinion, how really deep these wounds are. Like, they never even fully explain it at the end, even, but...
Which I like. Nothing in Bebop is explained 100%.
I like it, because it leaves room. It leaves room for gap filling with the implication. It's like a general consensus, and there's also, beyond that, like, on top of that, there's room for each person to have their own unique Bebop experience, which I love. Session 13, Jupiter Jazz Part 2. Faye is helped by Gran, a man who holds a grudge against Vicious. After explaining his story to Faye, he chases after Vicious, and when he and Spike end up reaching him at the same time, a three-way battle takes place.
In which everybody gets wrecked.
Yeah, more or less. Grant the worst. It's revealed... Is it at the very end of Jupiter Jazz Part 1?
Yeah.
Section 12, where we find out Gran is different.
He's a she-male.
Gran, yeah, it's explained in this one though. While they were fighting, it wasn't on Ganymede. Where was it?
It was on the moon of Titan.
That's right, Titan. There was a war on Titan, which we also never explained, or why Vicious was there. But they fought alongside each other. They were comrades, as Gran says. And yeah, he was sold out by Vicious at the end of the war as a spy, I believe, the end of the war. And
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
yeah, he was sent to a military prison, I'm pretty sure, where they did experiments on them. And one of them, they got addicted to a drug, which, as a side effect,
It had a massive hormone influx.
estrogen, yeah, and just
Gran to grow breasts. That can happen. Bebop physics.
Bebop medicine, Bebop biology, and Bebop science overall has meant.
Jack, this falls into Bebop chemistry. Not biology, chemistry.
Well, yeah, Bebop science, basically. He has no other differences, really, and it's weird. It depends on his costume. You can't exactly see... You can't see the breasts and such, depending on what he's wearing.
He has the script.
Yeah, basically. He just... It really does come to shock you, because it's not even... I didn't even... I don't know if any of you guys did.
I don't think anybody suspected
anyone
if they're
did.
normal.
It wasn't drawn in. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't drawn into the actual animation prior to that. Yeah, we do learn about that. It's explained why in Session 13, Jupiter Jazz Part 2. And yeah, Rain eventually does die, as per usual, Bebop calls.
Noir setting.
The three-way battle isn't major, but yeah, everyone to some degree is injured. Spike not majorly though. Randy is quite majorly injured. Vicious gets away. Yeah.
Right. Might as well move on to Session 14, Bohemian Rhapsody. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
I'm gonna keep singing.
Caught in a landslide. Alright, Bebop crew hunts for Chessmaster Hex, the rumored mastermind behind a series of robberies at hyperspace gate toll booths. Because
that exists. That's how this works.
however, while trying to dig up dirt on their target, they unearthed some very valuable data regarding the gate accident that devastated Earth 50 years earlier. And if you don't get the reference that this episode is, like its title is, heal yourself.
Well, I'm not sure how many more we've offended, but as per usual,
everybody already hates me.
just hate us, please.
Really?
This episode, yeah. This episode really does. This is an Ed episode.
Yeah, it is.
This episode where Ed's just not walking around aimlessly singing. Ed.
Well, they catch a bunch of the guys doing the robberies.
The guys doing it are small fry. They're just goons, right? But apparently, there's a kit you can buy where you can, just steal.
Yeah, just a kit you can buy for like $10 on the internet. Oh, wait, no, it's not called the Internet in Bebop. It's called the Outernet.
Or is it called the Universal Network? What's it called?
It's called the Outernet.
Yeah. But,
yeah,
the Outernet. Well, makes sense, kinda.
Yeah, it's an in-joke, whatever. But, yeah.
Yeah,
they find
him, and he's at, what is it? Is it the oil? No, it's a mining...
Something like that. They find him. Turns out that Chessmaster Hex is just a really old guy, and
loves chess.
Yeah, and he has Alzheimer's, and the only thing he can do anymore is play chess. So, Spike and Faye and Jet, they all decide, we'll just leave him here with his chess, which really shows, as much as they want to say, yeah, we're all, we're vigilantes, we're bounty hunters. No, they're heroes.
They are.
They
have a sense of justice. They have a strong sense of justice when you think about it.
Oh, but meanwhile, the episode takes place over about about a week, and Ed is playing a game of chess against Chessmaster Hex the entire time.
Even when they come in, even as not a battle, but explosions and everything rock the basically chamber where Chessmaster Hex is playing, and they still keep playing.
Yeah,
and
they're playing over the Outernet, so
over the Outernet chess, not internet chess.
No, completely different.
That's what the kids do these days.
You kids would have called the shit.
This provides backstory, not on a specific character, but on the series as a whole. It kind of provides more info on the gate accident.
The gates weren't ready. That was pretty much it.
The characters don't seem too attached largely because it's set in 2070, isn't it?
I think so.
I believe so. So the gate accident will happen around 2020, so, we have 7 years.
Fuck.
Just pack up.
Pack up and run.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So they're not all born during the gate accident as such. So they're not.
Well, one of them was.
But we'll explain that later.
Later. Actually, the next session. Actually, good segue. Session 15. My Funny Valentine.
Faye ends up meeting an important man from her past, and part of her origin is revealed, including the source of her massive debt.
So, 50 years ago, Faye was in an accident, which I assume was the gate accident?
Well...
Just say it was the gate accident. It's easier.
It may very well be.
Yeah.
To rewatch the episode... Yeah, well... Okay, there was some accident involving a spaceship she was on. Type of Virgin Galactic type of thing, I think. It was a cruise, I think.
No, because later on in the series, you do get a flashback to Faye when she is fairly young, and she's going up there, and she has this massive smile on her face, and she's all excited, and it shows just...
It's like just it just shows... It's like a joyride, and it does show the ship
Yeah,
exploding, and just being damaged critically.
And everyone else dies, I assume. I want them to be dead. They're dead. Anyway, but Faye is saved and put into cryogenic storage. She's later woken up and told, like, yeah, you have this massive debt to pay because somebody needs to pay for all the technology that we had to use to keep you alive.
Yeah.
And she ends up falling for her lawyer, who is pretty much her person, like the only person she knows. And he keeps calling her Sleeping Beauty, and there's plenty of references to that in the series, in this episode.
Yeah.
And he's actually that character. He's based off George Clooney.
Anyway, he's a con man. He turns out to be a
George Clooney?
Well...
Oh!
Yeah, he turns out to be a con man, and Faye inherits all of his debt. He didn't have
After
huge
he fakes
debt.
his death.
So he fakes
No,
his death.
that's where most of his debt comes from.
Is it?
Yeah, his debt is huge.
I thought her debt was all from the operation.
No.
Okay.
It was, the operation was chump change compared to the actual debt.
Well, yeah. She inherited all of the debt, and
After he died. Well,
after he
quote
faked
unquote died.
And yeah, we reveal that's why she's we reveal it's revealed that's why she's in so much debt, and that's why she lives in the hole. She fits into the overall series perpetual poverty trope, which is on TV tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Watanabe, one of the I have no idea who, on the wiki it's not saying who Watanabe is, but Watanabe said that one thing he likes about animation is that one can write in whatever actor you want cheaply.
So we just wrote in George Clooney, and yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Session 16, Black Dog Serenade.
Do you want to read this?
I thought you were going to read it, but...
Okay, I'll read it. An ISSP, which is the Intersolar System Police, prison ship has undergone a mechanical malfunction and has been taken over by the prisoners it was transporting, led by Udai Taxum, the Syndic assassin who took Jet's arm. Yeah, Jet...
Yeah, Jet's missing an arm, by the way, guys.
He's got a robotic cyborg arm. Yeah, we had assumed you'd know. Anyway, Jet's former partner, Fad, enlists him for the retrieval operation.
Wait,
but
Fad, the assault rifle, probably not an intentional reference, but I'm going to assume it is.
Because it's just how you work. Fad enlists him for the retrieval operation, but Fad's motivations might not be as noble as they seem. This episode's title is a reference to the song Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
Watanabe, once again, I have no idea who this person is, said that the flashback scenes involving Jet were meant to have the atmosphere of a classic hard-boiled movie, so a noir film. And Watanabe, I still don't know who this guy is, added that the scene probably turned out too classical. Okay, so it was supposed to be more of a... I have no idea what he wanted to go with that. Your thoughts?
Well, Watanabe's the director, so...
Fad's a dick.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned that when you asked who Watanabe was. Yeah, as a director, I think he is right in what he said. Fad, yeah, it's revealed he is kind of a dick, and he was set up, and he is actually the one who shot.
Okay,
Jet.
so basically the ISSP is either corrupt, or you're just lazy. And
the ISSP is not corrupt, but a lot of people in the ISSP are. It's not. I don't believe it's high up ISSP command.
Yeah.
I believe it's like a lot of the detectives. Jet was a fairly high rank.
Jet was a detective for the ISSP, and he wouldn't take any of the bribes or anything. So they had Fad shoot him.
Yeah,
And instead of killing him, he just sort of blew off his arm.
Udai attacks him, yeah, he just shot him in the arm and basically blew it off. His cyborg arm actually has all of the full functions a human arm would.
And he takes a bullet to it a couple of times in the series.
Yeah, so, you know.
Plus for that.
Great.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
By the
basically...
end of the episode, Jet and Udai attacks them. They have their big showdown. Udai is killed at some point. I can't remember who does. I think Bad is the one who shoots him. Right as... I'm pretty sure Udai and Bad, they both shoot each other. Is that what happens? No, I can't.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah,
This episode doesn't actually mention it anywhere that I've seen, but it felt a lot like Con Air in the way that they've hijacked a prison ship, and Udai attacks him, like he's your badass assassin guy who, is just kills a lot of people.
Might be a reference. You never know.
Might be.
We are looking at Wikipedia, so.
Session 17, Mushroom Samba.
Filler! Mushrooms, I'm tripping balls, mood whiplash.
The Bebop out of Food and Fuel is sideswiped in a hit and run, because this can happen with massive spaceships. You can get sideswiped.
Yeah,
and just
totally, don't you know?
They crash land.
I hate when that happens.
It's a very mild crash land. Like, it's very mild. They're always very mild. Oh, that's near Europa.
Yeah.
A lot of this happens on Jupiter's moons, I guess, because Kuiper Belt. I don't know. They crash on Io, though. And Ed, with Iron by her side, is sent out to procure food and ends up running across Domino Walker, a bounty head who is smuggling hallucinogenic mushrooms.
I love in this episode when they run into the guy who's carrying the coffin around to put Domino Walker in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know what? I come around this coffin so I can put your body in it. Truck comes out of nowhere, just runs straight over.
Yeah. It's a great episode. It's an Ed 9 episode. At this point in time, they're basically paired up.
I don't have anything to say about it. It's filler.
Yeah, but it's Bebop filler, which is you don't notice is filler until you actually sit back and look at it.
I love when they're tripping balls.
Yeah, this is the trope. I think this is a trope namer on TV tropes. I'm pretty sure Bebop actually got this trope.
Oh, we can go to TV tropes right now.
I am on TV tropes currently. I will.
Yeah, this is an interesting, commentary. Definitely not a lull, anyway. Mushroom Samba. One whole episode is dedicated to this. Let's see.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just tripping balls. An episode where everyone's tripping balls.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they basically all trip balls, short of Ed. Ein does. He doesn't eat all of the mushroom, I think, so he doesn't trip balls, he just bounces around a bit, he's a bit buzzed. Basically, the adults, Spike, Jet, Faye...
Okay, I love the, the scenes where they're all high. Faye, basically thinks that she's fallen into... into the toilet. And
she thinks the toilet's flooded and she's fallen,
And she's like she has to swim out. In actual fact, she's just standing in the toilet doing squats.
Spike?
Spike is walking up an endless staircase where a frog is talking to him. In actual fact, he's just walking on the same step.
He says obnoxious frog, does he? Like, damn obnoxious frog.
Yeah. And,
Jet is having a philosophical revelation with his bonsai trees.
Oh, so that's the meaning of life. It's so simple.
Who am I again? this episode's a bit of fun. It's Ed and Iron episode. This is the point where they're paired. They've always been paired, but this is the first episode they've had to themselves where they are paired.
Yeah.
This is basically, they are always paired throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah. Which really comes back to bite us in the ass later. But anyway, man, we're about the 30-minute time.
Yeah.
So, fuck, 3 parts. No, don't say 3 parts, Harrison. That'll be 4. Alright. Well, I guess we'll end this one here.
See you soon, Space Cowboy.